Hi all, so this was my first month as a signing agent and it went exactly how I thought it would go. The only thing that was out of the ordinary for me was the people that I encountered, and I would think that goes for any customer service job. So I just want to walk you through my experience because I know we all have a different experience doing this. And yeah, so let's get started. So I got my notary commission in 2015, I believe. I was in college at the time. I think I was 19 or 20, so I was 20. So I didn't really care to be a notary. I thought it was so boring. My mom just made me do it because I originally wanted to be a bartender and she wouldn't allow that. So I became a notary. I only did about 3 signings in 2015, 2016. And then I went to college and I was just really busy with that stuff. So I gave it up. And then once I graduated from college, I thought, why don't I be a signing agent? Because I want to make my own money. I want to work for myself, even though at that point I had never had a real job or a big girl job. So I was in the process of doing it. I went through the NNA to do the training courses for loan docs, and I think I just had a hard time and I wasn't focused, and there were so many things I wanted to do, and I was distracted. So I just never really put the time and effort into studying, and you really need to study these documents because if you don't know what you're doing, you can get in so much trouble. So, and possibly sued as well. So, at that time, 2018, I wasn't ready. So I kind of just put it on the shelf. I didn't really look back at it. And I think in March of this year, of course, during the pandemic, actually February, right before the pandemic hit, I was renewing my notary commission because I was so tired of getting laid off from jobs or these other jobs not working out. So I was like, okay, I'm going to take matters into my own hands and I'm just going to work for myself. So that's why I reinstated my commission. I think that's what it's called. I think I did it too late, so I had to start a new commission. And that was a process in itself. And I went through the NNA to get my commission, all the training and all of that. But I just learned that you can go through your Secretary of State's website, and I believe it's a lot cheaper to do it through them because in the state of California, you need to take a class, and then in that same day, you get tested right after learning everything. So it's a lot of information. I mean, I'm assuming maybe most of you are signing agents, or maybe you're thinking of becoming one. It's a lot of information, and maybe do your research before going in so you already have like a head start. Because if you don't pass exam, you have to pay another, I believe, $20 to take it again, and it's just more time wasted. So that was my process. I how long was that? Yeah, I mean, it was all day. So I think that was in February, and then I passed. I barely passed with the 70%, which was wild. Like, I can't believe I passed that. But passing at that rate, I knew I had to study again. So I went back and refreshed my skills literally just last month or the month before. And right after that happened, the pandemic hit, and it already takes a while to get your commission, but you have to go get an oath of office or do an oath of office with another notary. So, and then you have to mail your stuff to the admin. I think your county's admin. So that took even longer because everything started to shut down at that point. We didn't know what was going on. So just starting was a long process. And even now, I think it will be a long process for you if you are starting out because of the pandemic. So just keep that in mind. And so right after I did that, I finally took a course in May/June, and I was focused, but I wasn't sure when I was going to start signing because again, the pandemic was still new and I didn't want to go outside. I was quarantining for the first few months, and then, I mean, I still kind of am, but now I'm working. So I was just studying as much as I could. I think I studied for about 1 month, and then once I started studying, I also started to sign up for signing services because I wanted to just get my foot in the door and start signing as soon as I knew I was ready to go. But actually, prior to doing my loan signing course, I got all my my like clerical paperwork out of the way. That's your bond, your E&O insurance, and your background check. And you need all these things to be a notary, and then when you're a signing agent, you need your E&O insurance. And I just learned that the NNA's E&O insurance is not suitable for signing agents, so that's a whole nother thing, and I just wasted another $100 on a $100,000 insurance. So I'll have to review that again, and I think I have to go through a different company to get my insurance for that. But that was a process on that, and then yeah, so I did the loan signing agent course. I searched so many different courses. I chose what I thought would be the best for me, and I just want to give advice out there that you should really do your research on which course you want to take, because there's so many out there, and I think you should give all of them a chance, see which one works for you. I've heard mixed reviews on some. I really liked the one I took. I feel like there's some, not misinformation, but every signing company is different, and so is every escrow company and what they want. So maybe the information that one signing course is going to tell you won't apply to the actual work. So I guess it's a give and take sort of thing. But go ahead and do your research on which class to take. But yeah, once I did that, I studied for about a month, and then I didn't do signings. I was getting signing notifications because I signed up with the signing services, but I wasn't taking any of them because I didn't feel like I was ready yet. And then during the pandemic, I think it was during the summer, I kind of put it on the back burner. I was like, yeah, I'm not really sure if I want to do this yet. I don't feel comfortable going outside. I was still quarantining at that point. And then I think in August, September, I just really started to think about it, and I was like, I don't want to sit at home all day. Like, I need to work. I need to do something. So September, I refreshed my skills on the loan signing courses. So I had already learned everything back in May, but this was just a refresh. So it was easier just going over everything again. And then once I did that, I really felt confident. I felt like I knew all the documents well enough. And I think after I completed that course, I went back to the NNA, the National Notary Association, and I got the Notary Essentials course. So that teaches you what an acknowledgement is, jurat, just the basics that you learn in the first class. And I felt like I needed to refresh my mind on just the essentials because it had been months already at that point. I went to a class in February, and then I had to relearn everything in September, just, for the sake of not messing up. So I did that, and then once I felt even more confident, I was like, okay, I think I'm ready. So I got a notification from Notary Go, and I was already signed up with, what was it, SnapDocs and Notary Go. I think those were the two that I was actually getting notifications from. So I took the first signing from Notary Go. However, it was $60, and I do not recommend anybody taking a signing for under $100. But it was my first time, and I just wanted to give it a try. I think signing services are really trial and error before you go to an escrow or go direct to an escrow officer. So that was good. $60 is, and I drove to Santa Monica. I live in Los Angeles. That's about 40 minutes for me. So it's not worth $60. But it was really cool because it was my first signing. It was at a fire station in Santa Monica, and it was really nice and new. It was cool to see how the people or the firefighters worked and lived there. The guy that I was signing drove the fire truck, so as the alarm would go off for a call, he would leave in the middle of the signing, and that's what took a while. I think the signing took about an hour and 30 minutes, and it was only because he had to go out like 2 times, and he wasn't gone that long. I think it was about 15 minutes each, which kind of sucks, but that was my first signing. I only allotted one a day at that point because it was my first signing, so I was fine with it. I didn't really mind. And then yeah, it was easy, and he literally he asked me how many signings I've done before, like how many years I've been doing it, and he was shocked to find out that was my first signing. So that gave me even more confidence and reassurance, knowing that he also felt comfortable and trusting me to do his signing. So that was really nice. Yeah, that was my first signing, and after that, I just kept going through signing services. And just last week, I started to contact escrow officers. Actually, I started contacting them my second week, but I wasn't getting a lot of luck, and I didn't know that there was like a period of time where escrow officers sign, and that usually ends like the 24th. This month it ends the 24th. Last month it ended on the 28th, and I contacted everyone the day after. So like all these escrow officers didn't have any work, but it was a learning lesson, and so now I know to contact escrow officers right before that closeout date. And yeah, so last week was the second time I reached out to escrow officers, and I hit my luck, thankfully, and I got a few signings from this one escrow company. It's not too far from me. It is a bit of a drive, but I didn't mind. I'm really trying to build my relationship with them, so that's nice. And then also last week, I had a miscommunication with the signing service, and it's something that keeps happening. And that's why I don't want to continue to work with signing services. I'm trying my best to veer out of that and go to escrow officers, but because of a miscommunication, the signer ended up calling the agent because he wasn't confident in what I was doing. Even though I knew what I was doing was right, I was still signing the documents even though the documents were dated before. But we signed on today, the next day's date, and he wanted to know if the documents were still good. And the agent was fine with it, but he gave me a call, and he was really impressed with my work and just my attitude, everything. So he went ahead and he contacted me again, and he said that, I think he's a real estate agent, so he said that he's willing to have all his signings that are done in LA, he wants me to do them all because he really liked the way I worked. So I just emailed him today, and I'm hoping the escrow officer that he works with sends me work, because I haven't gotten an email from her yet. But that's exciting to know that I basically got another contact through that one signing. So